Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. Please remember, like, comment with a plant if you're watching this video today. Just put a little plant in the comments so I know that you saw it and you heard it, and please subscribe. We're going to talk about hardening up. Some people call it hardening out your transplants before you get them into your garden. Okay, so it is August in Southeast Louisiana. Really humid already this morning. It's about 8:45. I meant to do this a little early, but we all know I have a lot of animals and I do a lot of natural feeding, so that took me about 2 hours examining animals and just, supplementing diets, blah, blah. Let's get back to the plants. I'm going to show you today how I harden up my plants, all right? Why are you going to do this? Your plants have probably been grown like this, right? You see all the plants in the cups, but look what's above it. No direct sun. Comes in on the sides. I mean, they get secondary sunlight, that kind of stuff. On the edges over here, you can see it. But the sun is not directly on them. The heat, all of that is not just pounding on these plants, so they are weak right now, like babies. So to get them ready to go into the garden and be able to withstand heat, rain, coolness, drought, to really prepare their stems, you have to harden them, all right? Gotta get them tough. So the way you're gonna do that is over a 7-day period. The week before you transplant, this is what you're going to do. Day 1, between the hours of 6 and 8 a.m. Get a notepad, you're gonna write this down. Day 1, between 6 a.m., 8 a.m., you're gonna put your transplants into the sun. After that 2-hour period, you're gonna bring them right back in. You're gonna water them, you're gonna leave them be. Day 2, you're gonna take your transplants out between 6 and 8 a.m. and you're gonna leave them between 2 and 3 hours. By 9 a.m., they need to be out of the sun, guys, okay? The sun, the rays, the solar, right, it increases between 9 and 4. So that's the hours that you really want to avoid when you're hardening up, because it's too much. It's what makes your plant wilt, turn brown, and literally die when you're trying to harden it up. So if you just bring your plants out and leave them in your yard for 7 hours between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. and they all die, imagine what they're going to do if you just stick them in the garden all day, 12 hours, because my garden gets 12 hours of sun right now a day, 12 hours. So I really have to harden these up. Okay, back to the schedule. Day 3, get those plants out in the yard sometime between 6 and 8 a.m. Let them go to about 3.5 hours. They need to be out of the sun before 10. Out of the sun before 10 on day 3. Day 4, same schedule as day 3. Get them out between 6 and 8. Get them back in by 10, okay? So now they've had 4 days of partial sunlight, early sunlight. They're learning to adapt. Their roots are getting stronger. Their stem is getting stronger. The leaves are getting bigger. They're turning greener. Now, if you notice, all of a sudden the plant starts going backwards. The plant's like, woo, 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 woo. Go back to day 1 with it. Go back to schedule up. It's okay. It might take you 2 weeks to harden your plants up. I don't know what your situation is. All right. 7 days is about what it takes me to make them be able to withstand that garden. All right. So day 5, I'm going to get them out there about 6 in the morning, and I'm literally going to leave the plants to 11 o'clock. 5 hours all the way to 11, and I pull them back in. Okay, I do that again on day 6. Get them out in the sun at about 6 a.m. I leave them all the way to 11. I bring them back in. If they really look like day 6 hit them hard, I skip day 7, a day of rest, just like God did for us, a day of rest, like what he did for himself. And on day 8, I take them out at 6 in the morning, and I make them hang all the way through noon till 1 o'clock, which means they're getting 100-degree weather. Then I bring them back in, I give them a day off. Day after that, I transplant them. That's how we do it here at Starkey Farmstead. I do change that schedule up. I mean, I use my head, think through your problems. If you wrote down what I just told you to write down, and it doesn't work for you guys, don't be like, I did what she said and it didn't work. Watch your plants, okay? If you notice that your plants can't handle it, they're not big enough, they're not ready, then back the schedule up. It might take you 3 weeks to harden them up. But if you don't harden your plants up, if you don't strengthen them before transplanting in August or September, especially in the South in America, all right, anywhere in the South, you're gonna kill them. You might have 1 out of 20 that'll survive that. Like, it's very hard to transplant at this time of year. It's why a lot of people seed directly into the garden, but I can't do that because I'm amending my soil and it's compacted clay. I don't have that option. I went ahead and seeded up all my plants this year. We do have a video out. There's actually 2 of them telling you what Starkey Farmstead has seeded up for our fall garden. There's the first video, and then there's a recap where I added a few things. We even tell you what we use to make our potting soil. We do all that here. We reuse, recycle, upcycle, and create as many inputs on our farm as we can, guys. That reduces the cost of our farm. So you guys have a blessed day. Please like, comment with your plant, and subscribe to Starkey Farmstead. Real quick example, guys. Notice how this area is getting some shade through here, all right? So this tray right here are my youngest plants. You notice I put them on the edge, right? So they're gonna get some direct sunlight, some dappled sunlight, and then sometimes they'll be in shade. I put the larger plants that are definitely ready to go in the ground, but I need their stems to harden up. They're a little leggy, all right? Got some okra, some cantaloupe, some cucumber, some pumpkin, some tomato, some cucuzza. What else do we have over there? Zucchini, a lot more tomatoes, but they're a little small. These plants really need to come on and harden up for me. I need to get them in the ground so I can get a good fall harvest. All right, so that's what we're doing. Today for us is day 3. Listen to the video, write down the schedule, come up with your own schedule, share it with us. Tell us, how are you hardening your plants up? We're all in different zones. Notice here, these guys are just on the edges, okay? They're not quite big enough. They're just getting their true set of leaves. They really haven't even gotten their true set of leaves yet, so I don't want them in direct sunlight. Notice here, these plants have been on the edge for a long time. Look how healthy that is. They were under the table. They're very leggy, very small. So I brought them forward. Atlas, back up, dude. I brought them forward so that they can start thickening up a little. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to harden your plants up. They have got to be able to take the sun, the heat, all of it. So I use a wagon and I carry them out on these little handy dandy trays. Look, you can go to the garden centers. A lot of times they're throwing, my dad collects these for me. Throw them away all the time, guys. I just pitch them. They get their plants in from their suppliers and they throw those away. Great to be able to pick up your plants and your starts in and carry them around nice and sturdy. Something else, if you guys are purchasing plants from any nursery, they still need to be hardened up. I mean that. You get to the nursery, they're under a structure like this or shade cloth. They do that so the plants don't burn and die, and you buy this beautiful looking plant, you get it home and it dies on you, and you're just so discouraged. Guys, it is not you. It's simply that plant needed to be hardened up and nobody bothered to tell you. That happened to me so many times in my younger years when I thought I was going to have a flower garden. I thought I was going to do some basic fruits and vegetables for my children when they were small, and I just couldn't seem to grow anything. And I distinctly remember hearing Papa Sammy repeatedly tell me, you need to harden them up, Sam. And he would tell me, put them in the sun, take them out of the sun, put them in the sun, take them out of the sun. I'm like, golly, there's so much work. Do I really have to do that? I don't have to do that. And it killed everything. You do have to harden your plants up. It can be a lot of work depending on how many that you have. So if you have like a trailer like I have sitting back here, I've actually used that. Stacked all my plants after I seeded them, set them underneath the covered area over here, right? I moved the picnic table, slid the trailer in there, and every day, because I can actually pull that, it's light enough that I can pull that trailer myself, then lock the wheel back when I get it out from underneath. Pull it, push it, pull it, push it. You got to think through those issues. Those problems have a solution. And it's not always more physical work. Sometimes it's simply just figuring out, what do you have that's unique to you? I mean, you might have a truly large wagon, or, I mean, I've seen people take, what do you call those things that you lift boxes with? It'll come to me. I've seen people like create pallets and then use those to lift the edge and slide that pallet in the sun, then slide it back. You don't always have to pick and push, but you are going to have to put your plants in the sun, take them out. We're expecting some rain today, so I really have to remember that I have starts sitting in the sun. I've had that happen. Totally forgot they were out there, right? Started storming like it does in southeast Louisiana in summer. Went back inside, came back out, and it had annihilated all of my starts. I mean, a few made it, but most were just beat over and pathetic. Their little stems couldn't take that hard, heavy rain. So that's something you really need to be paying attention to, the weather when your plants are outside. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment your plant, and subscribe.